Hello guys, my name is Desmond and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. Guys, thanks very much for joining. I hope you will enjoy today's lesson. So, in case if you're watching this video from one of our platforms, it could be Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, or whichever platform. Um, just know that we've already done all of these questions on our live lesson that we had on our YouTube channel. So every day at 8:30, I do live lessons where I solve all these questions. So the advantage of watching a live lesson is because you have an opportunity to watch all the questions and again be able to ask questions while the session is still on. But on other platforms, I'll be posting each question on a daily basis. So guys, today's lesson is suitable for grade 10s, 11 and 12s. And again, if you are upgrading your mathematics, this lesson is also suitable for you. And most importantly, guys, we do have mentors, private teachers, as well as educators who find value in our lessons, and they also join my online lessons. So guys, without any waste of time, for today's lesson, I'm hoping to get to a point where towards the end or by the end of this lesson, you should be able to solve these questions that you see. I've got this question paper posted on my Telegram channel. If you've got a Telegram, you can just search for solving exam papers. That's where you'll be able to access a lot of question papers. I don't only post for mathematics or the subjects that I do, I post for all other high school subjects. So for today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to solve these questions, and again, I'm going to show you how they will mark these questions and also where you score marks so that you don't miss out important steps when you solve these questions. So guys, without any waste of time, we'll start with question 1. I'll try by all means to be as slow as possible so that we don't lose each other. So now we'll start with the first question, which is question 1.1.1. So for now, guys, you don't need to write anything. You can just pull out your calculator, have a glass of water next to you, and just watch and listen. I'll make sure to have this lesson available on my YouTube channel under the playlist of live online lessons, where you'll be able to replay this video over and over again. That's where you'll be writing the notes where necessary, and again, in case if you'll be practicing these questions, and refer to this video for answers. So guys, the first question is allocated 3 marks. Okay, so we've got x squared plus x minus 12. So guys, as you can see, this is an equation where we have to solve. And remember, from my previous lessons, I've indicated that when this type of questions are given 3 marks or less, and again, if they didn't tell me to round off to 2 decimal places, then I know I don't have to use a quadratic formula. So that means this is where you can straight away factorize. So guys, why do I straight away factorize? It's because this equation is already equated to 0, and again, I cannot further simplify this equation. You've got x squared, you cannot work it out with x, you cannot work it out with 12. You've got x, you cannot work it out with 12. You have 12, which is just a number, and everything is equated to 0. Otherwise, if it was equated to a number which is not 0, then I was going to take it to the left, simplify until it gets to a stage where you cannot further simplify, just like this step. Then that's where you straight away factorize. So this is a straightforward question. The factors are pretty much easy. You know, obviously, two numbers that when you multiply with each other, they give you 12. Obviously, it's 3 and 4. So it's just a matter of you choosing the signs, okay? So obviously, for you to have a positive x there, that's when the bigger number takes the positive sign and the smaller number takes a negative sign. So just to test it, guys, if you say x times x, it's x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 3 times x is 3x, which is minus 3x. Then obviously 4 minus 3, it gives you that positive 1. And then negative 3 times 4 gives you negative 12. So that confirms that these factors are correct. You obviously know your last stage is just to equate this to 0, or x plus 4 is equals to 0. Obviously, because you're solving, you want to have x on the left side of the equal sign, and you move the number to the right side of the equal sign. You write it in the opposite sign, it's positive 3. So you're done with this part, and you do the same for this part, where x is written on the left side of the equal sign, it's equals to, you move 4 to the right side of the equal sign, it becomes 4. So that means, obviously remember it's negative 4, you write it in the opposite sign. So this is how you score your full 3 marks. So remember guys, I'm glad I almost made that mistake. I want to tell you, and I would like to emphasize this point, guys. At all times, please do take note of the mistakes that you make when you practice. Guys, there's a value in every mistake. That's why as you grow, you hear a lot of adults saying we learn from our mistakes. That's because for every mistake that you do as an adult, you note down that mistake. It's either you just have it in the back of your mind so that you never forget and never repeat the same mistake. So guys, a mistake that I almost made here is because I almost forgot to write this 4, that 4 in the opposite sign. So when I say you should note it down, I mean I should at all times remember that when I get to this stage, I have to write that number in the opposite sign. Otherwise, I may lose some marks. I hope you understand what I mean when I say there's a value in every mistake. So I pray that as we continue with this question, with these questions, I make more mistakes so that I make you aware of those mistakes. Obviously, you'll be able to remember in the exam room that you are most likely to make this kind of mistakes in this kind of questions. So it doesn't help to just do everything correctly without doing mistakes, because with these mistakes you are able to notice in exam that, oh, with this kind of questions there are possible mistakes, and these are the mistakes that one may make, so that you remember those kind of mistakes and you'll be aware of those mistakes and make sure to not make those mistakes. Okay, so now in terms of marking this question, guys, they are going to give you a 1 mark for correct factors, okay, and your second mark will come from the correct value of x, and the other mark will come from the correct value of x. So you obviously notice that you've got 2 values of x, and you score marks for each of these values, and the other value comes from the correct factor. So that means this is the step which is not given any marks. Okay, so you can just in the meantime have a glass of water, then we'll be moving to question number 2. Okay guys, so now let's move to